randomly on social media, you know what's coming next. There was a curveball this time because he was trending sort of for the opposite reason. He was trending because people were complimenting him. Women and feminists especially were complimenting him. Now, it's not unusual for women to compliment Idris Elba, but in this case, everybody was very delighted with comments that he made about the Me Too movement. He was asked if it's difficult to be a man these days in the era of Me Too, and he responded very succinctly. He said, well, it's only difficult if you're a man with something to hide. That was his response. People were very impressed with this. I am not so much impressed with it because this is precisely the logic that has justified every witch hunt ever in history. The whole thing that makes the Me Too crusade difficult for men is the air of suspicion, the accusatory light that it casts on all men. So let me ask Idris Elba this. If a man is falsely accused, would you say that it shouldn't be difficult for him because the accusation is false and thus he has nothing to hide? No, it's difficult precisely for that reason. Now, I know that, of course, Elba was not really trying to necessarily communicate a fully coherent thought here. He was actually just trying to keep the pitchfork mob from showing up at his doorstep by placating it with stuff like this. But that's not going to work, unfortunately. And that's the other mistake that people make when it comes to witch hunts and pitchfork mobs. They think that they can avoid being targeted by going along with it and by encouraging them. But see, it doesn't work that way. We've seen how this ends. And it never ends well, that's for certain. One other thing, just in general about this, if you don't have anything to hide cliche, because that logic is never good. It has never been employed to advance any good cause, ever. Anytime someone is using this argument saying, well, if you don't have anything to hide, you know that whatever they're trying to justify by using that argument is terrible. You automatically know it for reasons that I've explained. But also, everybody has something to hide. As in, everybody has things that they don't want to be made public. But that doesn't make those things evil or illegal. Okay, just because a person has certain things that they don't want out there in public view, things that they want to keep private, that doesn't mean that they're guilty of anything at all. It's like if a stranger walked up to you and said, or if a cop walked up to you and said, I'm going to need to look through your phone. And you say no, and then they say, well, what, do you have something to hide? You're doing something illegal? Well, I'm not doing anything illegal, but yeah, I have something to hide from you. I want to hide the contents of my phone from you, not because there's anything bad or illegal in there, but just because it's none of your business. That's why. I just want to keep it private because there are things that I want to keep private because I have a private life. The fact that I don't want to open it up for public consumption doesn't mean that I've done something wrong. So that whole